now to the update none of us wanted to hear. 5 people on a sub that went missing in the Atlantic Ocean are dead. The U.S. Coast Guard says they were killed when the sub imploded. Investigators say crews found 5 major pieces from that vessel on the ocean floor. Now, they still don't know why the sub imploded or if the bodies of the passengers will ever be recovered. But the sub was on its way toward the wreckage of the Titanic when it went missing on Sunday. Tonight, our Katie Lusso spoke to a Maryland man who knew one of the passengers. Katie.
Yeah, the man I spoke to, Lorenzo, he is from Calvert County. He is an explorer himself. In fact, he was part of the crew that first discovered the Titanic wreckage in 1985. He is also a friend of one of the men who was on board that submersive.
I don't know if it's fully grasped that, I will never see PH again.
Tom Detweiler says Paul Henry Nargelet, who went by PH, was a close friend.
An incredible person. Everybody who knew PH loved him.
Both shared interest in the Titanic. Detweiler, part of the crew that discovered the wreckage in 1985. PH was instrumental in bringing some of the wreckage to the surface years later.
He was the expert on Titanic. It's thanks to PH that we know as much as we know about Titanic.
Thursday, the U.S. Coast Guard confirmed that all 5 people, including PH, who were on board the OceanGate submersible, were presumed dead after what they called a catastrophic implosion.
They didn't suffer. It happened in milliseconds. With that amount of pressure pushing, when just a little failure starts, it's instantaneous and the entire thing is crushed immediately. Robin Williams, who was a well-known naval architect, put it probably best. Looking at the Israeli submarine Dakar, he said, for the crew, it was like somebody switched off a light switch. And that's what it was. Before they could realize what was happening, it probably failed.
Going to this kind of depth is literally almost like going out of space.
Robert Weiss is a coastal hazards expert at Virginia Tech. He says recovery of anything will be very difficult.
We're talking about a very large area, and finding things might be difficult because of the water, the movement of the water. Things might be spread more.
As for Detweiler, he says the loss of these 5 people is a tragedy, not only for their family and friends, but the world.
The industry has definitely suffered a loss.
Now, he himself has done several trips similar to this one. I asked him if he'd ever go on another one after seeing what happened. He said absolutely. He likened it to what people did so long ago, traveling across the country in buggies, and says without exploration, we would not have civilization.
Yeah, we were all hoping for a different outcome this time around. Katie, thank you.